Welcome to Spacey Tracy Nails. I am going to be doing your stamping polishes using the Dollar Tree Store's MANIOLOGY stamper, and I'll be using MANIOLOGY plates. That is the MX041. While I've got you here, I'll let you know that I have an affiliate code, and it is PurpleTD010. I'll just use a generic scraper, and then I have my little claw here that I got from Lantern and Rin, and I like it because it's kind of big and I can hold it in my hand really well. That's to clean off the plates so I don't mess up my nails. This is the new little holder that I got from MANIOLOGY to put in my scraping cards so you can grab them and not have to have them laying down. I'm always having to try to grab them. It's really hard to do that, so I got one of them finally. This is the polish that I'm going to be using, which is going to be the Sassy Chicc. I probably said that one wrong. And what I'm doing is using pigments to put in them to create them into a stamping polish. And that's one of the things that is in stamping polishes, is that the pigment is a lot more pigmented, so that's pretty important. One of these will be that I have already done. I've done like 7 of them, so this one is actually one of the ones that I've done, and then the other one is the one that is just like a plain one that I'm going to keep for putting on my nails and not running them off. As you can see, this is really, really, really thick, and that's kind of what you want to do. A lot of people talk about putting them up and having them like the window in a room with a cap off. No. I also have the alley plate that I use, and these little chopping boards that I get from the Dollar Tree, because the pigment is very, very messy. And also, here's the regular, where I've already stamped the ones that I haven't put any pigment in at all right now. And then here's where the pigment will be when I show you guys the ones that I've already done with the pigment. And that's what I'm going to be doing right there, is basically. And then this last one, I'm going to be showing you how to do it. Now, the numbers that are beside them are the numbers, because I do kind of get ahead of myself and not tell you all of the numbers that are on there. So write them down, and I will have a screenshot of this or a picture of it at the end so that you can see that that's what I'm doing. Now, before I forget, I just want to let you guys know, if you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe and comment down below, and I'm thankful for you being here to watch me do this. It might help some people, might not help a lot of people, who knows, but I'm always trying to find something that's going to make it cheaper for me in the long run, and actually still work. You don't want it to just be cheap and not work. Now, this is the first one that I'm going to be using, and it is the 940, and as you can see, the colors have changed where the pigment's this. So this is the one that I've put the pigment in, and it's darker, much darker. Well, not a lot darker, but it's darker, so you can see. So I put it picked a green. You want to pick the colors closest to the ones that you're doing the stamping on, and that's what I did here. Also, here is the one that is before it, and you can see right there that it's very thin. You can't even see it on the paper if you look at it really well. So here I am, I'm going to put it on let's put it on the stamping plate, and I'll scrape it, and then I'm going to just stamp it down right next to it where it says pigment. Looking at that, I mean, wow, it is definitely, there's a big difference, and you can see it really, really well. And that's really important, that you can see it, but also that it is on different colors. And so one of the things that I want to do is make it do it on a black. And if it can show up on black, then hey, we know we've got a pretty good stamping polish. And you get so much for the money. I mean, the little stamping polishes are really small, but I do have some at the end, and I'm going to do that. I clean off my stamper really, really good on a lint roller, and then I put the stamping polish down, or my created one that I've created, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to scrape it a couple times, and then putting it on the black piece of paper. And as you can see right there, wow, it is showing up on that black piece of paper. Now we're going to kind of just keep going. I'm cleaning off my stamping plate with 100% acetone and with that wonderful claw that I got from Lantern and Wren. This is another one, 943. As you can see, one is really darker than the other, and it's okay if the colors are changing, if that's the color that will work for you. If it doesn't work for you, then that's a problem. I'm going to put some of this on here, and we're going to scrape it off, and I will put it right next to where the pigment, where the 943 and then the pigment over there. And now you can look at it and you can see that the pigment one is extremely more darker. I cleaned off my stamper again. This is me doing a voiceover, so hopefully I'll get better at this. But anyway, all right, so now I am going to go ahead and we're going to put it on the black. Now, it might not show up really good on the black because it's on a black, but hey, it might. So when we put it on there, I put my MANIOLOGY ice cube stamper that I got. This is an older one of mine, and look at that. It actually shows up on the black. Not a lot, but enough that I think once you put a top coat, and I'll probably try to do these on some tips soon so you guys can see that. I cleaned off my plate with 100% acetone again, and now we're going to go with the next one, which is the 910. This is kind of a yellowish color, and I think I get it more of a green as I put the pigment into it. And I might have put like a pearl in this one. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. But here you're putting it on the pigment, and as you can see, it's not a big difference, but it is enough that I think it's going to show up. And once I do these on some tips, and I have done them on tips, I just haven't recorded that. So I will be doing that hopefully soon. And I have some other ideas too that I wanted to show you, some different polishes. Well, okay, now I want to go ahead and put on some more of this to put it on the black and see if it shows up on the black. If it shows up on the black, that's like 100% good for me. Oh wow, look at how good that looks. That looks so freaking good. I am so impressed with that. Okay, now cleaning off my plate, and we'll head on over to the next color, which is going to be, it's kind of like a sandy color, beige. I think it has a little bit of like, it's more creamy than anything. That's the 907, and you can get all of these from the Dollar Tree, and these are the ones they typically have a lot of. Sometimes you just get some different kinds of things, but yeah, and then there it is. And it kind of made it more like a pearl color instead, but it's a good stamping polish now that I've created. And like I said, I did do these on tips, and I was very impressed. Now I'm going to try it on the black and see if that pops up, because I figured this would be better than the tips right now. And as you can see on the construction paper, you can see, and it made it more of a pearly color because I did put a pearl pigment in. So the next one, I get over here, and it's going to be the 944, and as you can see, it got darker. I'm kind of speeding up a little bit here because this is a long video, but it was really hard to shorten it down. It was at an hour, so I'm pretty impressed I did that. So the next one is going to be the 951, and then as you can see, I put that one on the black paper, but I forgot to put the 944 on the paper. But we'll go back to that one. I do catch it eventually. Next one's in the 945, and this one made a big difference. So the more that you want to put is more pigment in it if you're wanting it to be more vibrant. But this is, okay, so there it is on there. And then I do the pink one, and it's 946. And here we go, cleaning off it on my lint roller and putting it on the black piece of paper. And as you can see, I mean, if you put a top coat on all these, when I did it on the tips, they looked really good. Now, some of them I had went and put some more pigment into them, and so they didn't look that great on the tips, the black part of it. But I've put more in it, and it's now showing up on this black paper, so I'm pretty impressed. I got to go back and do that. So now I've just figured out that I didn't do the 944, and here I am, and as you can see, it is definitely you know, it's got the pigment in there. And look at that. All of that shows up, and you haven't even put a top coat on it. Of course, you're not going to do that on the construction paper, but that's okay. So anyway, I go and we're going to try to do the 929, and I'm going to actually show you how to do it here. This is why, oh, and then I got these from Amazon like last year because people were using pigment to stamp with, and I couldn't afford the really nice stuff, so I got these where you got a whole bunch, like 12 or something, for a really good price. If I can find some, I know they don't have the same ones, but if I find something, I'll put a link down below. So here is the one that I've already stamped that is the one before I put any pigment in it. Now I'm moving my stamper over to the close over to the right of me because it's kind of getting in my way. I couldn't show you everything. Now here I'm opening. As I open this and put this pigment in, oh, and I get this from the dollar store. I get a lot of stuff from the Dollar Tree store, just so you know. I use this little spatula thing and I put that, I put typically, it looked like 15 or so, 10 to 15 scoops if you do some pretty big ones. And then I put the lid back on and you need to shake it really, 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 really good. Some people have these shakers and that's something that might be really good. If you're going to make these, that might be a good thing to have. But hey, it's good the way it is. So I won't go ahead and shake it up really good so that you get to the point where it's not looking lumpy. And that didn't actually take too long, but I took it off camera so you guys didn't have to see me do that. But as you can see, it's now thicker than it was. And I'm going to go ahead and put it over here on this plate, MANIOLOGY plate. They got wonderful plates. And I scrape it a couple times because I was trying to use this design because it had thinner lines and thicker lines to show you guys. So here, as you can see, whoops, there went my stamper. This is an older one that I've got, but I use it for my pigments, and so that I don't. Oh, and make sure you use an older one. You don't want to use a, one that's going to be your newest one or something, and because it does kind of make them a little cloudier. But I clean it up afterwards with water, hot water, and some soap, and hey, they look pretty good. So then what I'm doing is I need to basically put it on the black, and let's see how it goes on there, because again, that's what it is. The black is the best. All right, so on the black, as you can see, it is, you can see it, but it's not awesome. It's not like, wow, like it is on the white. But if you put it on a lighter color, you're probably going to be seeing it pretty good. Or maybe try some more pigment into it, which I might. These are the ones that I got from the Dollar Tree as well. You get 3 of them for $1. I mean, come on. And then a lot of the stamping polishes, if you see them, they're actually really, they're small. They're usually small, except for MANIOLOGY. They have big ones. But mostly they're small. They're like 6 and 8 and 9 types. So I don't know who the maker of these are, but I did get some bigger ones. I do have a video of that I will put in the cards for you guys to go watch, where I found the big ones this year. All right, so now I need to find some pigment to put in these, and you want to match them as close as you can to the polish, and that's what I do, is I make sure, so I put the pink as the pink, and then the red as the red, and I went with more of a pearl for the beige colored one. These are really metallic-y, so they actually stamp really good. If you got metallic ones, you might want to try seeing if they stamp before you go ahead and do the putting pigment in, because if they stamp, then you don't need to do that. And all right, so here I am. I'm using my MANIOLOGY stamper, the ice cube one again, and this is going to, this is before I put any pigment in. I'm gonna clean off my plate with 100% acetone, use my scraper, and then I'm going to put it on the black, and then let's see how that shows up. Now these are before we put any pigment into them at all, and that's why I kind of want to see how they do, and that's how I test them to see, because like sometimes you might not have a double of them, but hey, for a Dollar Tree you can usually get a double. Then I'll put the red one on here to see if it does the same thing, and these are like a pearl, shimmery, metallic-y looking, so they're the ones I think are the best. Like I have a video I'll be doing of some more polishes that I don't put any pigment in them. They just work really well. And then I will have that hopefully up pretty soon too. Here's the red on the black, and it showed up really well. Now This one didn't show up as well. They almost look like they're about the same when I put the two colors on there, but that's okay too. So here it is before any pigment, and then clean my plate off with that 100% acetone. And then we're going to put, like, I don't know, a good bit of polish. I tend to follow it all the way down. A lot of people just put it a little bit on there, but I tend to put a lot. And these are Dollar Tree store polishes, so it's okay if you use a lot of it. So there's the one with the beige color-ish one, and if you look at them, the beige color and the pink one tend to look about the same. So here we go. We're going to put some of the pigment in there, and the pigment is going to be less than what you would do in the bigger bottles. And this one's I'm going to do about 5, I think, or between 3, depending on how big you put your pigment in there, how much you're on your little scooper thing. I'm getting some little spoons that I've gotten from Amazon. I'll be showing them as well pretty soon. Hopefully that's going to help me a little bit easier on these. So I try to put it over the top because it makes so much mess. It's a mess. I mean, it really is. That's why I use the clear shopping mats, and you get 2 of them from the Dollar Tree. If you have a Dollar Tree around you probably know, but if not, go check it out. I put, I think, 3 of this one because I put big scoops. And then I am going to shake them and shake them up really, really good, and make sure that they're not lumpy, and they're going to be, really good for, making polish with it, I guess. But anyway, so one of them I kind of think I just decided to put a little bit more in there, and that kind of like it kind of brightened it up a little bit. Now, one of the other things that you need to do is, it's better to do this, especially with the small one, is get these little beads that you can get off of Amazon or different places to put in there for mixing balls, is what they're called. I can't sometimes get the words in my mind of what something is, but put the mixing balls in there and that will help you for shaking them and getting that lumpiness out of there, because you have a lot of lumpiness in there for a little bit. And then you want to go ahead, and we're going to do it again and see how it works on the white paper and the black paper. And so I've already scraped it, and I'm going to go ahead and put it right next to the pink one. Is the one that's over by the red on the left. They're kind of not in order now. Kind of got myself off kiltered here. But this is the pink one that goes with the pink one on the black paper. And if you can look at this, you can definitely see that pigment made that one so much brighter. I mean, I am really impressed on how these turned out. And there it is where it's pretty thick. And the red one, I went ahead and scraped it and put it on there. And as you can see, wow, that just brightened it up. But you could already go ahead and do that one as a stamping. On the white, as you see, there it is. And it is the one that's on the left that I'm pointing with the thumb over there, and then the purple thumb over there. Them are the 2 red ones. One that before and one after. But you could tell it more on the black than you could on the white with that one. So this champagne-y color is more not like a beige. I guess it's more of a champagne color. I went ahead and I'm scraping and making with my stamper, bring it over, and I kind of roll it on there. It doesn't really matter if these are perfect while I'm putting them on the stamping, because I'm just showing you the technique, not necessarily how to stamp. And that's why it's okay if I'm not perfect at this. And I'm never perfect at anything, so hey. Alright, so here I put it on there with the champagne color, and as you can see, it looks amazing in my opinion. It's got more of a pearly color to it again, but it's not as dramatic as you can see the other 2. They're really dramatic, but hey, that's okay. Alright, so as you can see here, this is kind of the overview of the whole thing, of the pigment ones that are right here, and then the regular ones. are where it says regular. And if you like them polished numbers, I will have a picture of that at the end of this video so that you can see it if you are interested in getting the exact ones. Now these little tiny ones, I've seen them there a lot. The big ones I just now started seeing there, but these little tiny ones have been there for like a couple of years. You usually can find them there. But for $1, you get 3, and that's a really good deal. Oh, I wanted to let you know that the polishes that are on my left hand is going to be Muse, Echo, Olivia, and Mirage, and Heirloom. Also, these come from the ILNP Collection Reflections collection. One of my very first indies that I actually got. They're gonna be was gonna be my New Year's nails, but I had gotten COVID, so that was not of an interest to me at the point to do any stamping or anything. I just got them painted. The one on my right hand is Zoya, and it is Dream and Finley. Again, like I said, I didn't do any stamping. I just was really, the COVID thing, it's not as bad as the other ones, but it's still, wow, still kind of not 100% from that. So, but I wanted to say thank you for watching me. I hope that you will come back and see my other videos and check them out. I have hopefully gotten back to where I'm actually going to be starting to do a lot of my videos again. I was really out of it, so I didn't do a lot. And being that this is a new channel, it would be gratefully if you guys would like to do that. So here is the Dreamly and the Finley I just showed at the very end. And I just kind of wanted you guys to see that it's kind of like a holographic, I guess. But they're beautiful. I mean, they just sparkled, and I was going to put some snowflakes on them, and I was going to make them all pretty, but by the time I did it, I didn't feel like doing it. So thank you for watching, and this is Spacey Tracy signing off. Talk to you later. Bye.